Question number 1. What is data? A. Processed information. B. Raw facts and figures. C. A collection of related files. D. Structured query language. The answer is B. Raw facts and figures. When you come to the explanation, data by itself, data refer to the raw or unprocessed facts or figures collected from various sources. It lack meanings or context until it analyzed or processed into useful informations. Data ብለን የምንለው is raw fact ነው or unprocessed የሆነ fact ነው or unprocessed የሆነ figures ነው that collected from various sources. That sources may be the supermarket. It may be from the data from the supermarket, a data from the traffic, a data from maybe from a library, a data from registrar. All these are raw facts or unprocessed data or figures, or maybe events from the meeting or some things. This is the data. This data is unprocessed data, or it lacks meaning. It has no the meaning. ትርጉም የለውም ዝም ብሎ የተሰበሰበ ነው ምናልባት ያ የተሰበሰበው ዳታ ከላይብረሪ ሊሆን ይችላል ከሬጅስትራር ሊሆን ይችላል ከቡክ ስቶር ሊሆን ይችላል or ከላይብረሪ ትራንዛክሽኑ ሊሆን ይችላል that is unprocessed የሆነ ዳታ ነው እንደተሰበሰበ ነው ለምሳሌ አንድ ሰው መንገድ ላይ ሲሄድ መኪናዎች ላይ ይችላል ሰው ላይ ይችላል የተለያዩ ነገሮችን ላይ ይችላል እቤቶች ላይ ይችላል መኪና የተለያየ አይነት መኪኖችን ሊመለከት ይችላል እነኚህ በሙሉ unprocessed የሆነ simply raw fact ብለን የምንጠራው ዳታ ነው why the others options are incorrect. For example, option A, processed information. This describes information. It's an information. It is not a data. That means this information is a processed. Is because at the definition data is raw factors or unprocessed data, but it is a processed information. That means processed on a data. It's not a data. So because of this, is false because it's a processed information, not a data. Because the question is what is data? ጥያቄያችን data ምንድነው የሚል ነው። ወደ C ስንመለከት a collection of related files ይላል። ስለዚህ ይሄ ደግሞ ስለ ዳታ ሳይሆን ስለ database ነው። It refers a databases or a file system, not the data itself. ስለዚህ ስለ ዳታው ሳይሆን የሚያወራው ስለ database ነው። ስለዚህ a collection of related files. ስለዚህ ይሄ database እንጂ ስለ ዳታ አይደለም። When you come to D, a structured query language ይላል። This also refers the SQL ነው። የምናወራው the structured query language ብለን ስለምንለው ነው። structured query language ነው። that is SQL ብለን እንጠራዋለን. which used to manage and retrieve data but not the data itself. ስለዚህ ጥያቄው ስለ ዳታ ነው ይሄ የሚያወራው ስለ query ነው። ይሄ ደግሞ SQL ብለን የምንለው database manipulate manage እንዳለ retrieve ለማድረግ የምንጠቀመው ነው። በዚህ ምክንያት the correct answerችን B. The correct answer is B. Is raw fact. Number 2. What is database? A collection of hardware components. B, a collection of related data. C, a programming language. D, a collection of computer programs. The correct answer is B, a collection of related data. By definition, a database is an organized collection of related data that is stored and managed electronically. The purpose of this database is efficiently to store, to retrieve, to manipulate data in a structured way. Here, the databases are used in various fields such as in a business, in banking, in e-commerce, in different areas, just like Amazon. This is one of an examples. In healthcare, different healthcare organizations, electronic healthcares. In educations, more in simulations, different in educational platform, digital learning is more. And more to manage large amounts of information systematically. Why the others are correct? ለምንድን ነው ሌሎቹ wrong የሆኑት or incorrect የሆኑት? The first one is a collection of hardware components. Database by itself is not the hardware, but this hardware is one of the components of a database management system. Is a component, but it's not by itself, it's a hardware. When you say hardware, just like the physical components like a processor, RAM, servers, storage devices, network equipment, hard drives, just like this one. Any network, when you say network equipment, it may be switches, it may be a server, it may be a cables, a lot of things. But this database is by itself is a software-based storages. The other one is C, is a programming language. Yes, it is not a programming language. Because of this one also wrong. Because this database by itself is not a programming language, but it is a query language, just like a SQL, structured query languages, which helps to manipulate the data, maybe to store, to retrieve, to manage. But by itself, it's not a programming language. When you say programming language, it may be Python, or it's Java, or C++, Sharp, or JavaScript, or C++, any languages. But by itself, it's not a programming language. The other D, also a collection of computer program. No, database is not a collection of computer program. It's not a computer program. Database is a data storage, which helps to access a data or helps to store a data in a database. It's totally storages to store a data. But a computer program is not a computer program. It is application software. This by itself, it helps to manage the database. Question number 3. What is a database management system? DBMS. A hardware system to store data. B, a software application to manage databases. C, a programming language to create databases. D, an operating system. The correct answer is B, a software application to manage databases. ስለዚህ በዚህ ጥያቄ መሰረት database management system, what is database management system ለሚለው software application to manage database የሚለው ስለዚህ ትክክለኛ አንሰር ነው። ምክንያቱም ዳታቤዞችን ማኔጅ ለማድረግ የሚጠቅመን ሶፍትዌር ነው ዳታቤዝ ማኔጅመንት ሲስተም የምንለው። ስለዚህ based on this a database management system is a software application. Yeah, it's a software application that is designed for what? To create, to manage, to interact with the databases. That means a tables in a databases. It provides a tools for what? To store a data, to retrieve a data, to update a data, to delete a data efficiently while ensuring security, consistency and integrity. ስለዚህ ዳታቤዝ ብለን የምለው አፕሊኬሽን ሶፍትዌር ነው። ይሄም ዲዛይን የተደረገው ቤዚካሊ ቱ ክሬት ማኔጅ ኢንትራክት ዳታቤዝ ነው። ስለዚህ እነኚህ በዋናነት ዳታ ማኒፑሌሽን ላንጉዌጅስ የሚባሉትን እነኚህን አፕሊኬሽኖችን ሲኩዌል ላንጉዌጆችን የያዘ ነው። ሲኩዌል ላንጉዌጅ አለ፣ በኋላ ላይ ስንደርስ ስለሱ እናወራለን። ስለዚህ እነኚህ ነገሮች ለምን ይጠቅማሉ? ስቶር ለማድረግ ይጠቅማል፣ ሪትሪቭ ለማድረግ ይጠቅማል፣ አፕዴት ለማድረግ ይጠቅማል፣ እንዲሁም ዴሊት ለማድረግ ይጠቅመናል። እንደዚሁም ከዚህ ጋር ተያይዞ ምን ይጠብቅልናል? ሴኩሪቲውን ኢንሹር ያደርግልናል። ኮንሲስተንት ሆኖ እንዲቆይ ያደርግልናል። ምክንያቱም ኮንሲስተንሲው አፕዴት ዴሊት አፕዴት ኢንሰርት ሲደረግ ኮንሲስተንት ሆኖ እንትን እንዲል ያገረጋል። እንደዚሁም ኢንቴግሪቲውንም ይጠብቅልናል። ከዚህ በመነሳት the key function of database ብለን የምንገልጻቸው የዳታቤዝ ካራክተሪስቲክስ ብለን or functions ብለን የምንጠራቸው ከብዙዎቹ በጥቂቱ ዳታ ስቶሬጅ ኤንድ ሪትሪቫል። ስለዚህ ዳታ ስቶር ኤንድ ሪትሪቭ እንድናረግ ያገለግለናል። ስለዚህ ይሄም ላርጅ አማውንት ኦፍ ዳታ ስቶር እንድናረግ ያገለግላል። እንደዚሁም በቀላሉ ኢዚሊ አክሰስ እንድናረግም ኢኔብል ያረግልናል። ሌላኛው ዳታ ሴኩሪቲ ኤንድ ኢንቴግሪቲ ነው። ይሄም ከሌሎቹ ከፋይል ቤዝድም ኦር ከትራዲሽናል ዳታቤዝ አይነቶች አንዱ የሚለየው ሴኩሪቲ እና ኢንቴግሪቲ ነው። እነኛ ላይ ሴኩሪቲ ይሄ አክሰስ ኮንትሮል ኤንድ ዳታ ኢንቴግሪቲውን ኮንሲስተንሲውን ኢንሹር ያደርግልናል ማለት ነው። the other one is concurrency control ብለን የምንለው ነው፣ ወይም በሌላ አነጋገር መልቲ ዩዘር አክሰስ ነው። ስለዚህ ይሄም መልቲፕል ዩዘርስ ኢንትራክት እንዲያደርጉ በዳታቤዝ ላይ በተመሳሳይ ሰዓት ላይ ያገለግላል። ለምሳሌ ዲቪ ስንሞላ አንድ ሲስተም ነው ያለው። በዓለም ላይ የሚገኙ ሁሉም ሰዎች ይሄንን አክሰስ ያደርጋሉ። የተለያዩ ኢንተርኔት ቤቶች የሚሆኑ በየሞባይላችንም በየምናችንም አክሰስ እናደርጋለን። ሌላኛው እንደዚሁም በትምህርት ቤት ውስጥ በዩኒቨርሲቲ ስንጠቀም ስቱደንት ሬጅስትሬሽን ሲስተም ብለን የምንለው። ስለዚህ እሱም እንደዚሁ ሁሉም ተማሪ በተመሳሳይ ሰዓት ግሬዱን ያያል። እንደዚሁም መምህራን በተመሳሳይ ሰዓት ግሬዳቸውን ያስገባሉ፣ አፕዴት ያደርጋሉ፣ ኢንሰርት ያደርጋሉ፣ ዴሊት ያደርጋሉ። ይሄን ሁሉ አክሰስ እንድናደርግ በተመሳሳይ ሰዓት ያገለግልናል። ሌላኛው ባክአፕ ኤንድ ሪከቨሪ ነው። ስለዚህ this also it protects data against the system failure and recovery። ምክንያቱም ይሄም ባክአፕ በየጊዜው ባክአፕ እንደ ድርጅቱ አይነት ነው። ስለዚህ ባክአፕ maybe this the backup method maybe full backup methods ሊሆን ይችላል or maybe incremental backup ሊሆን ይችላል or different backup ሜተዶችን ተጠቅሞ ባክአፕ ሊተር if something happen they may recover by using restore በማድረግ recover እናደርጋለን። ስለዚህ this the backup tools must be protected in a safe place። ስለዚህ ሴፍ በሆነ ቦታ ላይ መቀመጥ አለበት። አንድ ችግር ቢደርስ ያንን ዳታ ሪከቨር በማድረግ ወደ ኋላ መመለስ እንችላለን። the other one is query processing ነው። ስለዚህ ከሌሎቹ ዳታቤዝ ማኔጅመንት ሲስተም ኩዌሪ ፕሮሰስ ያደርግልናል። ስለዚህ እነኚህም የተለያዩ ሲኩዌል ላንጉዌጆችን በመጠቀም ዳታ ፕሮሰስ እንድናደርግ ያገለግልናል። For example, the database softwares, application softwares like MySQL, Oracle database, or the SQL server, or PostSQL, PostgreSQL. These all are popular DBMS used for managing the structured data. Why the others options are incorrect? A, the data, the hardware system is to store a data. This database management system is not a hardware, it is a software. It's an application software, it's not the hardware. As shown in the screen, is a DBMS is a software, not the physical hardware systems. For examples, when you see this one of the component of the database, one is the hardware. When you say the hardware, the servers, the network equipment, for example, switches or server itself or cables, these all are the components of the database. It's hardware. It's a component, not by itself. It's software. It's not to store a data. C, a programming language to create a database. Yes, this is not also, it's a programming language. This while SQL is used to interact with a database management systems. SQL helps to interact with a database. The database management system by itself is not a programming language. Yes, it's not a programming language. A programming language, it may be the Python, Java, or C++, C#, or any other programming language, or JavaScript. You may say a lot of, but this one is not a programming language. D, an operating system. DBMS is not an operating system. Because of this, it is false. Operating systems, when you say operating system, maybe this the Windows operating system, you may say maybe DOS or Windows XP, Windows 7, or Vista, or Windows 10, Windows 8.1, or Windows 11. You may say a lot of Windows version. Then the Linux or Mac OS or SUSE or Kali, Fedora, there are a lot of operating systems, but database is not an operating system. It is an application software. Question number 4. Which of the following is not a function of database? A, data storage, B, data manipulation, C, data presentation, D, data retrieval. The correct answer is C, data presentation. This database management system handles data storage, manipulation, and retrieval, but it does not form or present data by itself. Data presentation, like charts, reports, or dashboards, this is managed by the front-end application or these reporting tools. ስለዚህ data presentations አንዱ የዳታቤዝ አካል አይደለም። ስለዚህ ዳታቤዝ ዳታ ስቶር ማድረግ፣ ዳታዎችን ማኒፑሌት ለማድረግ፣ ዳታ ሪትሪቭ ለማድረግ የተለያዩ ፎርማቶችን ይጠቀማል። ነገር ግን ለዳታ ሪፕሬዘንቴሽን የሚሆን አይደለም ማለት ነው። ይሄ ለዚህ አይነት ለዳታ ፕሬዘንቴሽን የሚሆን አይነት እንትን አይደለም። ስለዚህ ዳታ ፕሬዘንቴሽን ብለን የምንለው ለምሳሌ ቻርት ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ሪፖርት ሊሆን ይችላል፣ ዳሽቦርድ ሊሆን ይችላል። እነኚህ በሙሉ ማኔጅ የሚደረጉት በማን ነው? በፍሮንት ኢንድ አፕሊኬሽን ነው። ስለዚህ ፍሮንት ኢንድ አለ፣ ባክ ኢንድ አለ። ስለዚህ ይሄ በፍሮንት ኢንድ ላይ ከዳታቤዝ አፕላይ አድርገን ኦር ሪትሪቭ አድርገን የምናወጣው ዳታ በሪፖርት መልክ ሊጠቀም ይችላል። ግን ይሄኛው ዳታቤዝ ራሱ የሚሰራ ሳይሆን በሌላ አፕሊኬሽን የሚሰራ ነው ማለት ነው። Why the others, the correct function of database, database functionality ብለን የምንላቸው correct way of functionality ብለን የምንላቸው ለምሳሌ data storage A፣ እንዲሁም B data manipulation፣ D data retrieval እነኚህ correct የሆኑ እንትኖች ናቸው። ነገር ግን C data representation is not the function of a database. Let's see, for example, data storage. When we say data storage, this a DBMS is responsible for storing data in structured manners using, it may be in a table form and it may be in an index or schema to ensure efficient organizations of data. The other one is data manipulation. Data manipulation, this database management systems allows the user to perform the CRUD operation. Nani CRUD operation ብለን create ማድረግ, read ማድረግ, update, delete ነኚህ CRUD operation ብለናቸው እንጠራቸዋለን. To modify and manage data using the SQL queries. D also is one of the functions. It's data retrieval. Yes, then this also allows retrieval of data efficiently using queries, the SQL statements. For example, a SQL statement, select, for example, select username from maybe student where ID is equal to 1 or ID is equal to 2 ምናምን ብለን ስንለው ከዛ ቴብል ላይ ስቱደንት ከሚለው ቴብል ላይ ኔምን ያወጣል። ነገር ግን ያ ኔሙ አይዲ ነምበሩ ኤከሌ የሆነ አይዲ ነምበሩ አንድ የሆነ ትሪቭ አድርገ አውጣልኝ የሚለውን የሚያደርግልን ነው። ስለዚህ ለሪትሪቫል እንጠቀማለን። ስለዚህ ከዚህ የተነሳ C data representation is not a database management systems. It's not a function of data. Because of this, C is the correct answer. Question number 5. What is a common problem in file-based system that a database approach seeks to address? A. Lack of file storage on hard disk. B. Data redundancy and update anomalies. C. Excessive use of database transactions. D. Inability to create user interfaces. The correct answer is B. Data redundancy and update anomalies. Based on the question, the common problem in a file-based system that the database approach seeks to address. And based on this data redundancy and update anomalies is an answer. And based on this, the file-based systems suffer from this data redundancy and update anomalies. When you say data redundancy, there are the duplicate data stored in multiple files. And update anomalies, that means the inconsistency of data due to the lack of file synchronizations across files. The database approach eliminates those issues, data redundancy and update anomalies, by centralizing the data management. When you centralize the data management, what will ensure? Consistency and redundancy. ስለዚህ በጥያቄው ላይ ዳታ ሪደንደንሲ ኮመን የትኛው ነው ኮመን የሆነው ፋይል ቤዝድ ላይ ያለ ኮመን ፕሮብሌም የሆነ ነገር ግን ዳታቤዝ አፕሮች ምን ያደረገው አድሬስ ያደረገው ወይንም ዳታቤዝ አፕሮች ሶልቭ ያደረገው ማለት። ስለዚህ ዳታ ሪደንደንሲ በዳታቤዝ አፕሮች ላይ there is no data redundancy. Yes, there is a redundancy, but it's minimized form. Update anomaly, almost no update anomalies. By normalization, these anomalies will be solved. And then, based on this, why the other options are incorrect? If I said this, why the others are incorrect? The lack of file storage on hard disk, it says, this issue is not the storage issue. This lack of file storage on hard disk. Storage limitations are not the primary issue of the file-based systems. The issue is inefficient use of data or inefficient data management. The problem is inefficient data management storage issue. But there is storage issue because of redundancy. It may occupy a lot of storages. But the main issue is inefficient data management. inefficient ነው ዳታዎችን ማኔጅ ማድረግ ቀላል ነው ምክንያቱም ሪደንደንሲ አለ ዳታ እዚህም እዛም በተለያዩ ፋይል ላይ in different place in different folders in different location you may store but that is inefficient that shows inefficient data management. C, excessive use of data-based transactions. This also is not the issue of file-based systems. It is a database management issues. It says this is the characteristics of DBMS. That means not the file-based systems. ये file-based issue አይደለም ይሄ characteristics of database issue ነው ምክንያቱም multiple access ስላለ concurrency control ስላለ concurrently multiple users concurrently access ስለሚያደርጉ because of this there are a lot of for examples registrar system or student record management system a lot of students they access the same time all student accesses their file from the databases then all instructors they access the same database that leads excessive use of database transactions but this one is not the file-based systems issue. The other one is inability to create user interfaces then this also is not the issue of file-based management systems but interface these file-based systems can have interfaces ስለዚህ የራሱ የሆነ ኢንተርፌስ አለው but is a lack of efficient data handling. That means inefficient data management ብለን ያልነው on A is similar. And because of this, the database approach is primarily addresses data redundancy and update. They solve these issues, but still the issue on the file-based management system. Because of this, B is the correct answer. Question number 6. Which of the following best describes the primary difference between file system and the database systems? A. File system offer robust data integrity enforcement. B. File systems always support advanced query language like SQL. D. C. Database systems store data only as a flat files. D. Database systems provide centralized data management with built-in integrity and security. The correct answer is D. Database system provides centralized data management with built-in integrity and security. And based on this, a file system manages data in separate files without enforcing the relationship, integrity, or security. In contrast, the database management systems offer centralized data management that enforces data security, integrity, and consistency through constraints, transaction, and access controls. Why the other options are incorrect? Why? A. File systems offer robust data integrity enforcement. The file systems lack built-in integrity mechanisms like a constraint, relationship, any security like this one. There is no integrity enforcement. B. File system always support advanced query like SQL. Then this one also is not. The file system does not support totally SQL or structured query languages or any complex query systems. C. Database systems store data only as a flat file. This one also wrong because database cannot store these flat files. Database stores what? Structured datas like within a tables or indexes instead of a simple flat file. And based on this, database centralized data ensure integrity and enforce security. And because of this, the answer is question number 7. What is the major disadvantages of the manual approach to data management compared to computerized systems? A. Fast data processing. B. Increased risk of data duplication and inconsistency. C. Enhanced data sharing. D. Built-in backup and recovery. The correct answer is B. Increased risk of data duplication and inconsistency. The manual data management relies on physical records or simple file-based methods, leading to data redundancy and inconsistency. On the other hand, computerized system enforces data integrity and synchronization, which reduce error. Why the others are incorrect? The other options are incorrect. A. Fast data processing. This is wrong. Manual methods are slower. But this is a computerized system process data instantly. That means immediately updates, process everything. But the fast data processing is not correct. Manual methods are slower. C. Enhanced data sharing. Manual system lack of real-time data sharing. There is no data sharing in a manual system, but in a computerized system, because of a centralized data, then you can share immediately. D. Built-in backup and recovery. This is the manual system. There is no backup method or lack of automated backup, making data recovery is difficult. But in the computerized system or in the modern database, the backup is available. Because of this, the manual approach increases redundancy and inconsistency. The correct answer is B. Question number 8. Which of the following is not a characteristic of the database approach? A. Data independence. B. Minimal data redundancy. C. Improved data sharing. D. Increased application dependency on data storage. The correct answer is D. Increased application dependency on data storage. Database approach aims to reduce application dependency on data storage by providing data dependency, meaning application can function without being tightly linked to how data is stored. Why the other options are a correct characteristics of database approach? 1. A. Data independency. This is one of the database approach characteristics. The database separates data storages from application, make changes easily because of the data independency. You can change, you can update, you can everything. This is one of the characteristics of the database approach. B. Minimal data redundancy. Yes, data redundancy is available, but it's reduced or minimum. Database reduces duplication by normalizations. C. Improved data sharing. Yes, data sharing is also because of a centralized database. This centralized database allows multiple users or concurrent accesses, and application to access data efficiently. Because of this, D is the answer. Question number 9. Who is the primary responsible for managing the physical aspects, that means storage, backup, performance of the database systems? A, end user, B, database administrator, C, application developer, D, data analyst. The correct answer is database administrator, or DBA. Database administrator is responsible for managing the physical aspects of database, including data storage, backup and recovery, performance tuning, other operations. For example, data storage, allocating and optimizing disk, backup, ensuring data protection and disaster recovery, performance tuning, optimizing queries, indexes, and physical performances. Why the others are incorrect? A, end user. Those uses a database but not manage it technically. Only uses a database. They access front end. Application developer, focusing on designing and coding application that interacts with a database, but directly, no. D, data analyst, analyzes data but not handle the database administration tasks. And because of this, the database administrator is the primary person responsible for storing, or for storage, backup, and performance. Because of this, the correct answer is B. Question number 15. Who is chiefly responsible for managing user access and security within a database system? A, end user, B, application developer, C, database administrator, D, database designer. The correct answer is C, database administrator. The database administrator is primarily responsible for managing user access and security in a database systems. This includes set permission, enforcing security policies, monitoring access to ensure data protection. The responsibility of database administrator in access control and security, access, user authentication and authorization, those control who can access the database and what action they can perform. The other role-based access control assign different access level based on the user role. The other one is encryption and data security. This ensures sensitive data. When you say this encryption, maybe when they encrypt the data on transit or data at rest, or maybe data on process. The other one is monitoring and audit logging. This track who access and modifies data for compliances. The other, backup and recovery management. It helps to protect against data loss and breaches. Why the others are incorrect? A, end users only accesses the database through application. They do not manage security or permissions. B, application developer. These developers build application that connects to the database but not control user access and security policies or permissions. D, database designer. This also database designers define the structure of the database, tables, relationship, entities, such like that, but not handle the security and user management. Question number 11. In terms of security, which system typically provides more robust mechanisms? A, manual approach, B, file-based approach, C, database approach, D, both and B equally. The correct answer is database approach. Database approach provides more robust security mechanisms compared to the file-based mechanisms. But these file-based mechanisms, it includes advanced security features that helps to protect data from unauthorized access, corruption, and losses. Then this, it may be this, it includes user authentication and authorization. That's collect access with roles and permission. That means users must log in and is permission to access files or databases. The other one is data encryptions. It protects sensitive data. How it protects? This data is encrypted. Maybe this encryption may be at rest, that means at stored, or it may be on transit when it's moving on the network from the senders to, from the server to the users, or it may be the data at process. It may be encrypted in the 3 ways. The other one is role-based access control mechanisms, RBAC. The users are assigned specific permission based on their roles. This is one of these access control mechanisms. This is based on their role they may access. For example, the student may access only to view the files. Maybe the instructor, they access for specific their own courses only. Maybe to update, to delete, or maybe to add. The other one is backup and recovery, that to prevent data losses, that may ensure data to protect against accidental losses or maybe the cyber attacks. The other one is audit, treat and logging, track changes and access history, maybe through tracking who accesses the specific files or data, when it accesses, or when it modify, or what data is accessed, that may log history, access histories. The other one is role-based access control mechanisms. Okay, this is, sorry, it's the repetitions. And why the other options are incorrect? The manual approach is a paper-based records based on, it can be lost or stolen accidentally or easily. That means in this, the manual-based approach, the physical record can be lost or stolen or damaged, maybe with a fire, or maybe a water, maybe rain or flood, or by mishandling the files. Then also there is no authentication mechanisms, no access control. Anyone can access a file. This is a physical file, or they may modify anyone. Or it may be difficult to track the changes because someone, if you need to update or if you need to see, they must go and they access. No one knows, no one know who, what happened on a file or changes. There is no tracking mechanisms. The second B is file-based approach. This file lack centralized security control, and then this is vulnerable. Why? It's because of limited security. On the manual-based approach, it's a weak security. This data protection through user access control or file, but lack of fine-grained security mechanisms. There is no protections, no built-in security, also no any security mechanisms. File-based systems is simply the access, but it's limited. It's no strong security or not secure. Then also redundant copies stored in multiple locations that increases data breaches. No centralized access control. That application have a separate access rules, leading data inconsistency. This is how why this incorrect. D, both ends are equal. No, both of them are not equal. Neither offer as much security, but database approach is the most secure. Because of this, C are the correct answer. Question number 12. Which actor in a database system is typically the end users who interacts with applications built on the database management system, DBMS? A, database administrator. B, application developer. C, casual or non-technical user. D, data modeler. The correct answer is C, casual or non-technical users. In a database management system, or in a database system, the end users is a person who interacts with the application built on databases to perform tasks such as maybe data entry, retrieval, reporting. Thus, users typically do not have technical expertise in a database management. They rely on user-friendly interfaces created by the developers. For example, these employees using customer relation management CRM system, or students accessing online portal, or sales representative retrieving customer information or customer details. Those are casual or non-technical users. Why the others are incorrect? Database administrator. This database administrator manages technical aspects of the database, including security, backup, performance tuning, rather than interacting with the database through application interfaces. B, application developer, and the developers build and maintain application that uses the database, but they are not typical end users. D, data modeler. Data modeler design the structure of the database, including entity relationship schema, but they do not interact with the database in main operations. Question number 13. Which of the following is not a component of DBMS environments? A, hardware. B, software. C. Data. D. Marketing. The correct answer is D. Marketing. The database management system's environment consists of several key components that work together to store, manage, retrieve data efficiently. These components include a hardware, a software, data, people, procedures. But marketing is not a component or a direct component of DBMS environments. Based on this, hardware is a physical infrastructure. When you say a physical infrastructure, it may be the networking equipment. When you say network equipment, maybe cables, switch, routers, server, every, or hard disk, different equipments, the physical. The other one is a software. This is also database management system software one, or maybe operating system, or different application which interacts with a databases. The other one is data. The most crucial parts of DBMS. Structured data stored in tables, records, schemas. Marketing is not the components. Marketing is the business function that uses database for customer insights, but not a part of DBMS components. Question number 14. Which group is considered a sophisticated users of a DBMS? A. Casual users. B. Novice or parametric users. C. IT professional and database experts. D. External actors. The correct answer is C. IT professionals and database experts. These sophisticated users of a database management systems are those with advanced technical knowledge who can write the complex queries, optimize performance, design schema, and manage the database environments. This group typically includes IT professional, database administrator, and experts who understand the underlying architecture and advanced functionalities of the database management systems. Why the others are false or incorrect? A. Casual users. These casual users is simply user-friendly interfaces who uses user-friendly interface for simple data retrievals. B. Novice or parametric users, those who uses predetermined queries and have minimal technical involvement. D. External actors are generally not considered the parts of internal user groups managing or interacting with a database directly. Because of this, C is the correct answer. IT professionals and experts, different experts. Question number 15. Which DBMS characteristics ensure that data remains available permanently? A. Scalability. B. Persistence. C. Abstraction. D. Redundancy. The correct answer is B. Persistency. Persistence in a database management system ensures that data is stored permanently and remain available even after the system is restarted or shut down. This property guarantees that once the data is committed to the database, it will not be lost, fulfilling a core requirement of reliable data management. Based on this, why the others are wrong? Scalability, this is not permanently storing. This handles large data volume, but it doesn't ensure availability. This permanent availability, it shows persistency, but this one, scalability, means handling large volume of data. The second one, C, abstraction. This abstraction hides a database complexity, but it does not relating to persistences or permanency, because abstraction hiding the databases from the users only shows what? Only the front-end interfaces. The other one is redundancy. The redundancy also wrong. Redundancy duplicates data, which can improve availability, but it does not designed to permanent storage. Because of this, persistence is the characteristics that ensures data remain permanently stored or permanently available in a database. Question number 16. In a real-world scenario, which example best explains the advantage of a database approach? A, small shop using spreadsheet for inventory. B, multinational corporation managing customer data with an integrated database management system. C, a local file storage system on a single computer. D, a manual updated ledger system at a community center. The correct answer is B, a multinational corporation managing customer data with an integrated DBMS. A multidimensional corporation requires a robust system to manage large volume of data across different regions. A DBMS provides data integration, concurrency access, data integrity, which are essential for such organization. The database approach eliminates redundancy, ensures data security, and allows for different efficient data sharing and collaboration, make it deals for a large-scale operations. Why the other options are incorrect? A small shop using spreadsheet for inventory. This is false. Why? Because small shop especially uses the spreadsheet. This is not an example of large databases. The spreadsheet lack advanced database features because the small shop uses spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet does not have such features like scalability and concurrent accesses. The other one is C, a local file storing system on a single file. For a single system, on a single system, there is no a database. In a single system, there is no sharing. It's a local file is inflexible or prone to redundancy. If an error happens on that system, then everything will be lost. If like the multinational corporation, because a database may be distributed in different locations. If some happen, you can get it work from other servers. But here a local file storage system on a single computer is a false. The other one is D, a manual updates a ledger system on community center. Then also this manual update is not the database approach. It's not the function of databases, because these manual ledgers are outdated, error prone, and not scalable. And because of this, the manual updates large ledger systems at a community center is false. And based on this, choice B is the best demonstrates the database approach advantages for a large organization. This is the explanation for this question. Question number 17. How does a database facilitate efficient data retrieval? A, by using manual filling system. B, by employing query language like SQL. C, by duplicating all stored data. D, by limiting data access to one user. The correct answer is B, by employing query language like SQL. A DBMS, or a database management system, facilitates effective data retrieval by using query languages such as the SQL. The SQL allows users to perform a complex operation like searching, sorting, entering data efficiently, or filtering data efficiently. The database query language enable quick and easy access to specific data sets, make data retrieval more effective. Why the other options are incorrect? A, by using manual filling system. This is false. When you think about a database, the manual filling is not the database approach. Manual filling system are the part of manual approach to data management, which is outdated and inefficient compared to the modern database management system. The manual system are time consuming, prone to error, make them unsuitable for effective data retrieval. The other, C, by duplicating all stored data. This also is wrong. By duplicating data, that means redundancy, is not a method of effective data retrieval. This redundancy leads to wasted storage and potential inconsistency, which the database approach aim to eliminate this redundancy. And because of this, by duplicating all stored data is false. This is not the modern database. D, by limiting data access to one user. This is also not the database approach. Limiting access to one user would hinder collaboration and efficiently. The DBMS supports concurrent access, allowing multiple users to access data simultaneously without conflict, which is crucial for effective data retrieval. This limiting data access to one user also is a false. D is a false. And because of this, B is the correct answer for these data retrievals.